What's going on, guys? And welcome back to Clever's Multiverse. And today I just happened to come across this Dawn of DC Red Hood. I can't say that I was looking for him because I definitely wasn't, but I was looking to see what they had that was new. So when I saw this, they had like 3 or 4 of them. I was like, oh, I like this guy. I took a quick look at him and I was like, you know what? I'm going to snatch him up. I'm going to give DC Multiverse more chances and I'm going to see what this guy's about because I do like a lot of things about this figure. This is not a costume that I'm used to, but it is a costume that I appreciate. So with that being said, let's see what's going on with this guy. And this is Dawn of DC Red Hood fresh out the box. And, I don't have another Red Hood figure. That's one figure that I don't have. I never had a chance to pick him up. So this is my first one, but I really like this figure a lot. And, for a couple of reasons that we're going to break it down. But this is everything that he comes with right here. He comes with an extra set of hands that have like the McFarlane trigger thing going. And I have an idea for those hands that I thought about in the box at the store. And I'm hoping that it works. We'll come to that later. He also comes with a crowbar and like a short little katana. It looks like the little sword that the samurais come with that they fight with indoors when the katana doesn't work. That little one. I also think it's kind of funny that he has a crowbar out of all weapons because, out of the way that Jason Todd went out to Joker. I'm not sure if he follows that in the comics and he does run around with a crowbar. I'm not sure because I don't really follow it like that. But if he doesn't and they just do a crowbar in there with this guy, I think that's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Kind of ironic. Anyway, so let's see what's going on with this guy. Let's look at the detail and see what's up with him. One of the reasons that I really liked this figure when I saw him in the store was because of the detail that I saw right away through the window, the packaging, whatever you want to call it. I was like, yo, this is dope right here. I really like this. So let's take a look at this. Look at those red eyes that Red Hood comes with. And I don't know him to have red eyes. I usually know him to have white eyes like we have over here in the comic book. But, these red eyes really speak. I really feel like they make him look more like, I don't want to say like devilish, but more like evil, more like you're not getting away with this one. You know what I mean? The detail on the jacket is excellent. I love how pronounced the black is on the side. Makes it look like patent leather kind of look, kind of like my Bread Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Because then we have the black t-shirt underneath, which is like a more of a matte black, but it still has the detail to it with the bat symbol. Even the red is different than the bat symbol red. The black is different than the shirt black. I love that. The mask itself makes it look like, I don't know, this guy reminds me of like Darth Revan or something like that. He reminds me of a Star Wars character or like even like, I don't know, Kane from wrestling. Yo, it's crazy, man. Like that mask is dope. Bane could learn from that mask right there. Like, how shiny it is and how pronounced it is. It speaks to it. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I really liked how they did that different. And they didn't make the red on the mask the same as the red on the hood. I really appreciate that. Even the side of his pants. For you guys who's older, I don't want to say older. I'm like, I don't know. I'm 43, right? But if you guys remember Parasuco jeans, this reminds me of the Parasuco jeans because I remember in, what was it? 98, 99, everybody had a pair of Parasucos. You needed to have the yellows, the blues, the reds. Everybody had the Parasucos. I don't want to hear it. And if you didn't have it, it's because you couldn't afford it. It is what it is. But Parasucos was in. This reminds me of those Parasuco days. I'm just saying, probably that's neither here nor there, but I like that. Can we talk about these boots real quick? These boots are super dope. I love how they have the red bottom on the boots, but then it has the buckles, but then they're not really attached to the boot. They kind of sticking off. So it makes it feels like he Velcroed it in and that part is sticking out. That is super dope. I really like that. The belt buckle is nice. I mean, nothing crazy about that, but it is a nice touch. And then on the back, he has the 2 slots for his weapons, which I really appreciate because I really don't want to use that sword and I really don't want to use that crowbar. I mean, if anything, I would give that crowbar to Joker, but I already have my last spawn weapon right here that I want to give to Joker. So, I can't be giving Joker all my weapons. So I do want to use those, but I have another idea that I do want to come out with. What don't I like? Okay, the hood for Red Hood is a little bit much. I mean, this is a plastic hood. You're not going to get much movement out of it. You can move his head a little bit in. You can move his head side by side, but you're not going to get no up and down movement, and you really can't take it back. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I force it, I don't want to stretch it out. I'm pretty sure if I force it back, it'll go back a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy. The hood is going to restrict his head movement, but come on, same thing with the tactical spawn. We had the gear, but it restricted his torso movement. Speaking of torso movement, this guy is up there with, the regular spawn, do a 360. Everything fine with that. I love that because I didn't appreciate that until I started getting Star Wars figures and I realized that some of them can't even do a quarter turn. And I was like, what? A quarter turn? Because those are like $28, but man, whatever. So yeah, this one I really like. I even like the gray on the pants. It makes it look dope. And I like the paint job on these because a lot of McFarlane figures, I don't feel the same way. And I'll give you an example. So this will be an example of like a multiverse figure that I do like, which will be like Red Hood. And then one that I could, want more from, which would be like Martian Manhunter, right? So when I was talking about the pants for Red Hood, I mean, these look like real, with their plastic, right? But they look more realistic. They feel more realistic. It doesn't look like some cheap paint was put on. This looks like they took their time with it. When I look at the Martian Manhunter pants, it looks like shellac for people who know what shellac is, or it just looks like, I don't know. It doesn't look quality. This looks cheap. This looks like acrylic paint that we make dioramas from. And that's the problem. One of the problems that I usually have with DC Multiverse is that I feel like in the past anyway, because they have been stepping it up, but I felt like in the past, they kind of dropped the ball with the paint, or sometimes it just looks kind of cheap. Like when I bring this closer to the camera, I mean, there's no way you're going to tell me that this black paint, it speaks to you and you're like, oh yeah, I love that. Like, come on, man. If you do, you're just a fanboy. You have to admit at some point, you're like, nah, that black could have been better, because look at the black on Red Hood. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't have that shiny, cheap feel to it. This looks more matte. This looks more authentic. It even has more detail in it that you can see striations and you can see almost threads in it, which is what I really appreciate. And then if they did want to do it shiny, which is what I guess they were going for over here, they did it wrong. This is the shiny that I'm really checking for right here, So I'm not trying to play Todd McFarlane or DC Multiverse. If anything, I'm trying to give him, his flowers and let him know that, yeah, I appreciate the step up and I like figures like this. This is what I'm checking for, which is why I picked it up. And then my daughter gave me this as a gift. I mean, I probably would have got him anyway just to have a Martian Manhunter. But this is the differences that I'm talking about. And this is black on black. DC Multiverse, DC Multiverse. I like this black. I don't like this black. And this will be Red Hood right here with both of his weapons behind his back, the way they go, looking like he's about to reach for them. I mean, it's a good look. The thing is that, to me, Red Hood is not a melee weapon type of guy. Red Hood, to me, is a gun buster. He's like Punisher. You know what I mean? Like, he needs guns in his hand. But I also realize that, DC said, no guns, no guns. Okay, whatever. Let's see what's going on. Because I have a quick idea from the Spawn characters that I bought the other day. And let's see if this works, because I think he'll look a lot better with my idea. You guys let me know what you think. So this is what I wanted to do with Red Hood right here. I wanted to put these handguns in his hands and have the melee weapons in his back to make him look like extra stacked. You know what I'm saying? So I got these handguns from the Spawn that I just bought, like last week. This came with the regular Spawn, the regular Call of Duty Spawn, and he had like a bunch of accessories, which I wound up keeping for other characters. But these two right here go perfect with Red Hood. And even though the red on the guns doesn't exactly match what's going on with Red Hood, can we take a quick look at this comic cover real quick? So this comic cover basically has the red with the light shining on the side, which has more like of a purplish hue to it. That's exactly what I'm seeing over here. I mean, let me know if I'm bugging. We got the red on the hood that's going with the red from the costume. But then over here, we got kind of like a purplish tone, which is what we got going on over here. So why wouldn't that be the same case for the figures? Why can't we just make it seem like, okay, the light is shining off those a little different, It's not too far-fetched, and it's actually coming from a comic cover. So, not for nothing, I know Red Hood to have handguns, and I'm not going to use the bigger guns. So I want to use these two for Red Hood with his melee weapons, and at the same time, save the bigger weapons for Spawn and, other characters that I have going on. Because Spawn came with a bunch of weapons. And this is Red Hood next to Spawn and Batgirl, and this is how they would look next to each other. I mean, not for nothing, I really like this Red Hood figure. It's very rare that I really like a DC Multiverse figure, but I really feel like this one does it. Plus, let's add on the fact that they have the Red Hood bike that came out. So I definitely want to check that out and put him on a bike. Once I get it, I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. But, not for nothing, this is a great figure for me just to come across on the aisles in Walmart and pick them up. I really like it a lot. So yeah, that's what's going on with Red Hood. And not for nothing, this is a figure that I'm really happy to have in my collection. I'm glad I picked him up. I'm glad I came across him. And I do want to get the Red Hood bike. Like I said, I'll keep you guys posted. If I do pick it up, I'll be the first one to do a review and put Red Hood on it. But if you're looking for this Red Hood figure, it's out now. I got it in Walmart this morning. So yeah, go and check your local Walmarts, your local Targets, wherever you get your figures from if you're interested, and pick them up yourself. Until next time. Peace.